Welcome to my research presentation on Management 618 International Business. My name is Daniel Hadilai, Doctor of Business Administration student, California Intercontinental University. The company at the heart of my presentation is GSK. GSK is a group of three different business divisions: the pharmaceutical, vaccines, as well as the consumer healthcare. And the most important reason I've chosen GSK, apart from the pride in science, is how its strong commercial execution drives growth across the three divisions, basically through research and development and innovation. It may interest my listeners to know that as at the year end 2021, even at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, GSK delivered about $70 billion in sales, splitted by each one of the three divisions is a milestone. Before I delve into the difference between a domestic and international strategy, first, what is strategic planning? It is the act of creating a short as well as long-term plans to move the company from where it is to where the company wants to be. And in the case of GSK, this strategic planning we're looking at includes the growth strategy, human resources planning, financial planning, as well as the marketing tactics strategy. Therefore, the core difference between the domestic and international strategy is determined by the market forces outside its circle of control, or what I rather want to call the spheres of influence of the company. Such may include the growth agenda, the geographical market reach, which also involves recruitment and planning, team diversity, the SWOT analysis conducted, and so on and so forth. GSK's domestic strategy involves increasing its market share, its reach and distribution network, recruit locally to adhere to the host country's labor hiring laws, invest in third-party local manufacturing, as well as a warehousing facility, and also ensure the domestic strategy is implemented by someone who happens to be a local as the head of business. GSK's international strategy is to invest in a joint venture with a preferred household brand so as to piggyback on its existing route to market, increase the value engineering, mostly in emerging markets or an established market, invest in low-scale permanent structures such as assets like land, building, and machinery should there be a failure in the business, and also invest in existing distribution infrastructure. Finally, we might also want to look at investing in international brands so as to create an easy entry into the market. How do managers and business leaders assess their impact in foreign markets? While some managers and business leaders find it very difficult for them to be able to replicate their successes in other markets, in a new foreign market, some find it very easy. What are the difficulties associated with foreign markets? They include local regulatory and compliance issues, joint ventures, mergers and acquisition challenges, production and manufacturing, differentiated values, visions, and ways of working that needs realignment, and differentiation routes to market that also needs to be reinvented or revamped. In continuation of the difficulties associated with foreign market, we also have the assets and liabilities to be managed, hedging or bad debts acquired, as well as inflationary and other economic factors. The good sides associated with foreign markets include investment in a well-known brand name, continuation with known brand existing infrastructure, global one source purchasing and sourcing, as well as assets and infrastructural facilities. At what point do GSK's managers and leaders gauge the cost benefit as well as the risk associated in going to a foreign market? One, it could be an interstellar arrangement where the companies are just beginning to come together. It could be through a departmental work stream. It could be market visits by the companies involved in the joint venture, mergers and acquisition, wherever kind of market alliance that is. It could be through an exchange program. It could be through people as well as organizational realignment. It could be cost settlement and trade dispute resolution. What are the advantages of joint venture to other strategic alliance? One, business expansion, innovation, distribution network, access to more resources, increased training, and so on and so forth. What are joint ventures' advantages to other strategic alliances? One, it could be structural complexity that requires alignment and realignment. Where objectives are not too clear and SMART principle is not applied, everyone finds it very difficult to know exactly what the JV wants to achieve. More specifically, we looked at the issue of the joint venture between Danone and Hangzhou Wahaha Group in China, where the one of the joint venture business partners was producing parallel, products competing with the JV. It could also be settling legal disputes as well as the applicable laws. New products development agreement also needs to be fine-tuned. These are disadvantages of a JV arrangement. GSK uses joint venture as its core international strategy. Why? Because it gives GSK an opportunity to jump on an existing consumer customer base, which can propel, high growth activities. It also gives GSK an opportunity to use of local manufacturing infrastructure. It gives them access to use of distribution and warehousing infrastructure facilities. It gives GSK an opportunity to piggyback on the local market initiative instead of reinventing the wheel. Gives GSK an opportunity to invest in assets that do not expose GSK to some, kind of risk should the business fail. Quick market entry, going into a JV with a local household brand name gives GSK an opportunity to access the market as quickly as possible. Yeah, finally, GSK's business philosophy is also called the winning formula. And what you're seeing on this slide is bringing the winning formula of its business policy or philosophy on a single page. GSK has 5 pillars of business growth known as its business policy. The business philosophy is its winning formula. Each pillar has its growth levers and actions or capability required to deliver the winning formula. So what you can see from this slide goes from science to its people, strong commercial execution, supply chain, and cost control. When we're talking about the cost of goods sold, and the company's growing brands and categories. GSK is one of the top 3 pharmaceutical as well as consumer healthcare business globally. So with the business philosophy at the heart of its international strategy, GSK launched a one-phase to pharmacy in 2017, which evolved and what I want to call the pharmaceutical consumer healthcare business collaboration, with innovations leading to patient-centric solutions in its business, and rolled out this one's phase to pharmacy through its joint ventures with Novartis, Sanofi, to mention but a few. And what was seen in terms of the result we're seeing as at the end of 2021 was a seed of his business philosophy that was sown as far back as 2017 when the company evolved a 5-year pharmaceutical consumer healthcare one phase to the pharmacy. This gave the company an opportunity to leverage on the business philosophy and grew its performance 5 years after. These are my references. Griffin et al. GSK press release of 2022, February 9, will give you an opportunity for you to see more of the result through the press release. And a high growth plan, which was more or less like an internal presentation to the vice president, of GSK as at the time in 2013. Then the Info Entrepreneurs, Joint Ventures and Partnering. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and I'll see you soon.